On Monday, thousands marched across southern Spain to protest the rise of the far-right Vox party, which recently won multiple seats in a regional parliamentary election in Andalusia. Former Trump advisor Steve Bannon threw his support behind Vox earlier this year and has apparently been advising the far-right party. Vox campaigned on an anti-immigrant, anti-abortion platform and has many worried about the rise of far-right political populism in Spain. This is Ana Gonzalez, a resident of Madrid.
Unfortunately, I think they will keep on rising, and I think it's like a marketing technique as the one Trump had. I think it's very dangerous because it's a marketing technique which is gathering people and taking them on its side, people that perhaps don't have a very clear ideology.
Vox's victory marks the first successful election for the far right in Spain since the country returned to democracy in the 70s after the death of the fascist military dictator Francisco Franco. Today, many Spaniards are too young to remember General Franco's brutal 40-year dictatorship, but a remarkable new film hopes to remind the younger generation of Spain's past, lest history repeat itself. The film is called The Silence of Others. It follows a number of survivors of General Franco's regime and their pursuit of justice as they organize an international lawsuit to investigate crimes against humanity. This is the film's trailer.
It's simply a forgetting, an amnesty for all, by all, a forgetting for all, by all.
I was 6 years old when they came for my mother. This is the gravesite. This is the mass grave.
I live just meters from the person who tortured me.
The thing is, all this has been covered up until now.
There's not a town in Spain without victims of the Franco regime, right?
We want our children, alive or dead.
This is not about looking at the past. We're fighting for the future.
It's the first time the voice of the victims will be heard before a court, 10,000 kilometers away from our country.
In this case, there are several protagonists. Time is one of them.
We and hundreds of thousands of victims have been denied the right to justice.
Perhaps all of us, perhaps we have all collaborated in that silence.
How unjust life is. Not life. We humans, we are unjust.
The trailer for the new film, The Silence of Others. For more, we're going to Los Angeles, where we're joined by the Emmy Award-winning filmmaker Almudena Carcedo, who, along with Robert Behar, wrote, produced, and directed The Silence of Others. Almudena Carcedo, welcome to Democracy Now! I know you're headed back to Spain, where you live. This is just an astonishing film. But before we go deeply into the film, if you could comment on what's taken place in Spain and how it so directly relates to what you cover in this film.
Right. Well, thank you, Amy, and thank you for having me in the show. It really is beautiful to be here to share the story of a film. So what's happened in Spain is that, yes, for the first time since the death of Franco in 1975, the far right has taken over certain parcels of power. What we tried to do in the film was precisely to bring back the past, to make a film about the legacy of the Franco regime in the present, so that new generations could actually learn what had happened. Because if you don't know what happened in the past, it is very hard to fight for your future and for your present. We just never understood that the future that we were trying to avoid was going to become present like so fast.